Here's the thing most business owners get completely wrong about thumbnails. They design them to go viral. Bright colors, shocked faces, clickbait titles. And look, if you're trying to get just views, that works. But if you're building a business on YouTube, your thumbnail isn't about just views. It's about getting leads and clients. I have seen business owners with millions of views make $0 because they have attracted the wrong audience. Meanwhile, our clients generate 10 to 25 calls monthly with videos getting 500 to 1000 views. And this is because their videos are designed like sales funnels, not entertainment. This is a 5-part system for creating thumbnails that stops the scroll, attracts the right audience, and gets the qualified click. Not random click, qualified click from people who can actually afford to work with you. By the way, I have created a 10-page guide on this exact topic, plus a template pack with our exact thumbnails that have generated millions of dollars for our clients. Click the first link in the description and get it. Alright, the first thing. This is where most business owners mess up. You need to flip the time allocation completely. Most business owners spend the 90% of time on their content and only 10% of the time on their thumbnail. But here's what I've learned after working with clients who have generated $1 million out of YouTube. If your thumbnail doesn't sell the value, no one ever sees your offer. Take Virtual Bacon. We took him from 15,000 subscribers to 773k subscribers. But before we fixed the thumbnails, their best content was getting 2,000 views. Same content quality, different thumbnails. Now they're hitting 50,000, 100,000 views consistently. So here's the mental model that changed everything for us. Your thumbnail is the landing page hero section for your content. Think about it. If you would spend 10 hours perfecting a landing page that would convert at 3%, why would you spend 10 minutes on a thumbnail that's get them there? The thumbnail determines who clicks determines who watches determines whether you get clients or just views. That's why successful business creators design their thumbnail before they film, not after. Now let's talk psychology. I know what you're thinking. Kunal, my audience is smart. They are CEOs. They are business owners. They don't fall for psychological clickbaits. Wrong. Curiosity gets clicks from everyone, even the smart B2B viewers. The difference is how you create the curiosity. Now, here are the 4 types of curiosity thumbnails that work for business content. The first type is the mistakes. These are the videos where you break down the mistakes and give reasons behind it. See what we did here? We are not saying 5 reasons behind why meta ads don't work. We are saying there's one big reason that they are missing. That's why it just says why and it points to the conversion. You can use this when you want to establish authority and create urgency, right? You should use visual elements like warning symbols or X marks. Like you see, we have turned it into red, concerned or a serious expression, screenshot of the mistakes in the action, right? Then the second type is the transformation. These are the videos where you show transformation from X to Y. So like we have shown here from $0 to $10,000, right? The exact template structure for this is from specific starting point to specific results, right? Now we have shown here nutrition coaching thumbnail. Client made a video going over from $0 to 10k per month. That's why you see we have taken down the whole service here, the growth here, and then there's a $0 to $10,000. The main visual elements you can include here are before and after split screen, the progress arrows or timelines, actual numbers, metric displayed. So you can see all the 3 things we have done here. Then the third psychological type is the hidden truth. What this thumbnail does is it repositions the problem completely. Now the structure for this is reveals insider knowledge or contrarian viewpoint. In this thumbnail, we are saying tribal knowledge will kill your business with that weird expression. Or use this when you have insider knowledge or contrarian take, right? Things you can do behind the curtain imagery, industry secrets or insider tools, your confident and knowing expression. The fourth psychological type is the results, where you show the results you have generated. Like here, one of our clients, Alex, we are showing trading thumbnail, how he made 15k in 2 weeks. With this example here, with the numbers, exact screenshots, and this shows, it says steal this here as well. So like we are going to reveal the whole process behind it, which made us get these results. Main visual elements you can use is payment notification, analytical screenshots, client testimonials, and revenue dashboards. We have added revenue dashboard here. Then the fifth psychological type is the secret tool or secret method. But here's the key insight, and this comes from a personal experience who have tested hundreds of thumbnails. That is using icons and layout to communicate a full idea visually without saying it. Look at this thumbnail we made for Alex Berman. An icon of a tool which is blurred, plus multiple call booked notifications with the person making it look like it's a top secret tool, and the video was titled The Best Cold Email Tool. Now the thumbnail exactly communicates the title without actually writing it on the thumbnail. Now why it works? Because the viewer's brain fills the gap, creating stronger engagement. That means if I use this tool, I'm gonna get these many calls booked, and this is a top secret. That's the messaging of the thumbnail. Now here's the reality of where your audience actually sees this thumbnail. Your ideal client is scrolling through YouTube, probably during a break from work, and your thumbnail has 0.3 seconds to make them stop. Now here's how to do that. You need elements that business audience recognizes instantly. Something like striped screenshots, Shopify dashboard, Calendly booking, or payment screenshots. These visual triggers immediately say, this content was made for someone like you. And here's something I discovered after testing hundreds of thumbnails. 4 words or fewer in your thumbnail text gives you higher click-through rate. And bright background often outperforms darker one. And we have tested this extensively. What I've learned is best business thumbnails don't explain everything upfront. They create tension that only gets resolved by clicking and watching. Now, let's talk design. And I need to be clear about something. Design isn't about making things pretty. Design is about fast comprehension. We use this what I call the 3 C's of business thumbnail design. First is content. Now, here's what you should ask yourself. What's the core message? Can someone understand the value in 2 seconds? If it takes more than 2 seconds to get your thumbnail, it's probably not working. The second is composition. Where is your eye drawn first? Usually your face, then the main visual element, then supporting text. Here's how you should have your layout. Your face that builds trust, then proof elements that builds credibility, then text overlays which reinforces the message or the title. The third C is contrast. Here's what you should ask. Does this thumbnail pop when someone's scrolling at 11 PM after a long day? Now, what you need for contrast is clear distinction between elements, readable on mobile screen, stands out in the YouTube feed. You need to avoid clutter in your thumbnails. I see business owners trying to cram their entire value proposition into one thumbnail. Rather, you should compress the value into one clear, punchy visual. Like I said, if it takes more than 2 seconds to get your thumbnail, it's probably not going to work. And remember, most people are watching on their phones, so test everything at phone size. We learned this the hard way with some of our early clients. Beautiful thumbnails that looked amazing on desktop, completely unreadable on mobile. Mobile is where your audience lives, so that's where you should optimize. Alright, last piece. This is where most people give up right before they would have figured it out. And that's, you have to test different approaches. You can't just create one thumbnail and pray that it works. Always design 3 thumbnail variations, minimum. 3 completely different angles on the same value proposition. Here's a key thing to watch in your analytics, and this took me a while to understand. If you see high impressions but low click-through rate, that's usually your thumbnail not doing its job. YouTube is showing your content to people. They are seeing it in their feed, but they are not clicking it. The tools we use to test the thumbnails are TubeBuddy's A/B testing, or we just do it manually in periods of few hours. There's YouTube's native thumbnail testing as well, but in my experience, I don't like it much. For one of our clients, we tested 3 thumbnails for one video. Same content, same title, just different thumbnail approaches. And the results were amazing. 2% click-through rate, 5% click-through rate, and 8% click-through rate. That's literally 4 times the views for the exact same video. The fastest way to grow is not publishing more videos. It's publishing better version of the same one. Most people upload and forget, but the real winners upload and optimize. Now there's one more thing, a bonus strategy I figured out that's been huge for our clients, and most people completely miss this. You actually get 2 chances to hook someone with your video, your thumbnail and your title. Most people waste both by saying the same thing twice. But what if you use them to create enough tension that only gets solved by watching? Think of your thumbnail as headline and your title as subheadline. Together, they sell one big idea from 2 angles. Now, here's what I mean. Your title might say, these 5 laws from this book changed my life, the E-Myth Revisited. And your thumbnail shows the person holding the E-Myth book with $1 million in the background. See how they work. The title creates curiosity about the specific law. The thumbnail proves the financial results from applying them. Check out the another example here. The title says, how I would build a scalable team if I had to start from zero. Now, thumbnail shows a progression from 30K per month to 100K per month with team icons growing from 5 to 100 people. The title teases the method, the thumbnail shows the outcome. Don't double up. Use the title and thumbnail to create tension and resolution across 2 visuals. That's how you maximize a click-through rate. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right now. Kunal, this all makes sense, but where do I exactly start? And honestly, that's exactly why I put together a 10-page guide with exact template bags I mentioned earlier. If you haven't grabbed it yet, check out the first link in the description and grab it for free. But here's what I've learned after working with hundreds of business owners. There's a big difference between having a system and actually implementing it. Most people watch these videos, get excited, maybe give it a try once or twice, and then get pulled back into client work and never follow through again. And that's exactly why we created Done For Your YouTube Sales Engine. We handle everything: thumbnail, video ideas, scripting, editing, optimization, the entire system. So you can focus on your business while we build your authority and generate 10 to 25 qualified calls every month for you. If you want to explore having us implement this for you, check out the second link in the description and book a strategy call with me. Next, watch this video where I'm covering YouTube SEO and optimization and how to get your videos discovered by exact people who need your service. I'll see you then.